Hi, my name is Angel Understudy, and today we are going to be talking about intermediate fasting. Let's start off with just let everybody know I am not an official doctor, I'm not a licensed doctor, and before you do intermediate fasting, you should consult a doctor, your own doctor, just to make sure it is safe for you to do it. So let's get started. So what is intermediate fasting? Intermediate fasting is a way to lose weight, a safe way to lose weight where you don't need to use medications or drugs such as Ozempic, or you don't have to eat food that you don't like. It's a way where your own body eats the excessive stuff you have in it when doesn't get its nutrition from an outside source. So for example, say you do a 16-hour fasting period and then an 8-hour eating period. So in those 16 hours, you will feel hungry, but you're not gonna use an outside source to give yourself nutrients. So what does the body do? The body is gonna use its own nutrients, its own stored nutrients that it has, such as fat, carbohydrates, proteins. It's gonna use all that to fuel the body for you to have energy, be able to do everyday things, which does help a lot with losing body weight. It helps with cardiovascular risk. It decreases inflammation in the body, and it helps get rid of a lot of excess waste you have in the body. As if you weren't doing intermittent fasting, then you just keep putting stuff in your body that you don't really need that much. You just do it just because you want to. So it does help a lot with weight loss and fat loss also. It does help, and doing intermediate fasting does help with your fat oxidation, helps with the metabolic flexibility, helps with your insulin sensitivity, and it does help with your redox balance. It helps with your fat mobilization, so it helps also where if it's taking a lot of fat from one place, the body knows to get fat from where there's a lot and move it to where there isn't. So say your body takes fat from your stomach and there's not a lot, so it starts taking fat from other places to put it in your stomach for you to not be malnutrition, which is really huge nowadays. But where does intermediate fasting come from? Intermediate fasting comes from religious traditions from Muslims, such as Ramadan. What is Ramadan? Ramadan is a 1 month long period where Muslims do not eat food from sunrise to sunset. So during that time period, they have no food, no liquid intake. It's just them living their everyday life without getting nutrients from the outside world. As soon as the sun sets, though, that's the period where they're allowed to have food, they're allowed to drink water, drink other liquids, which has shown a lot of health benefits in the Muslim community, which we're not saying that that's what we have to do, where you're not allowed to eat in the day and you have to eat at night, but it shows that maybe fasting does have a lot of health benefits for the human body. According to the Cleveland Clinic, there is not yet a specific time or specific amount of time that you should do intermittent fasting, but there is some suggestions. You could do a 16 to 8 fasting period. So what does that mean? So for 16 hours you would not eat any food, and for 8 hours you could have food. So for example, say you do a eating period of 12 p.m. that starts at 12 p.m. and then ends at 8 p.m. You're allowed to have intake food from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. But then as soon as it hits 8 p.m., no more food until the next day at 12 p.m., which can be really huge. And it's a lot easier for people, since usually people do start falling asleep between 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock. So you basically just have to, sacrifice 2 hours and one day, and then you wake up around 8 and then just wait another 4 hours, and then that's when you can start eating, which has been shown that it's a lot easier for people to do that instead of trying to fast throughout the whole day, just because at night people are asleep and they're already fasting. They're not gonna have to eat. They don't usually eat at night when they're sleeping or drinking at night, so it does show it's a lot easier. But overall, the general effects of intermittent fasting are beneficial in terms of physiological functions. However, some people who have been tested about intermittent fasting and trials experience some reductions in bone density and body mass. So some suggestions is to preserve the lean body mass and bone density, to eat a lot of protein when you do eat. Try to have a protein rich diet when you're eating in that eating period, and accompany resistance training. So try to do a lot of not a lot, but at least try to do some resistance training. Try to have a workout to be able to not lose bone density and body mass. It's not mandatory, but it is recommended by the Cleveland Clinic. And intermittent fasting might not be for everyone. Some people might have a lot of issues with being able to do it, and some people will have no issues. But it is recommended. It is not for everyone, as I said, but if it is done correctly, it can help decrease body weight, decrease the effects of heart issues, cardiovascular issues, obesity rate, and it can increase insulin production, hormones, and just can help you with your everyday life. And it can help not with how your body looks in the outside, but how it looks in the inside. So if you do want to do intermittent fasting, as I said in the beginning of the video, please consult your doctor before. I am not a doctor. Consult your doctor before you do this to make sure it is safe for you to do. Thank you, and have a nice day.